I should have recorded this last night. If you guys watched the Game Awards last night, you see the title of this video, see how long it's probably going to be, because this is probably going to be a long one. You already know what's coming. If you didn't, I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can see the world premiere of the new installment of Armored Core. 10 years. 10 years of separation since the last installment of this game. It's been 10 years since I last played it, actually, but still, watch the trailer. It's fucking fire, okay? This video is just gonna go over things that I kind of hope and some of them expect to see in this coming installment of Armored Core 6. Let's get started. How long has it been? 3 minutes and I already started rambling. We're off to a great start here. First and foremost, we're just going to start with something we expect off the top. Full customization. This has been a staple since the beginning and will be a major disappointment if they dumbed it down now. Let's look at Crossout for an example. They give you the parts and just leave you to build your own masterpiece. Players have made incredibly dangerous and goofy things in that game. The only thing keeping me from playing that game is that it doesn't have enough content to keep my fleeting interest. Let's be honest. Like, yeah, it's PvP and they do updates, whatever. It's just the content on that game feels stale to me. It's been some time since I've been back on it. I might play it relatively soon here before Armored Core comes out, just to try to do something to try to shake off the rust a bit and probably, hopefully, get back into the game. Rambling again. At 4 minutes, 32 seconds, not even a minute later. Good job, Red. Speaking of the content, updated and challenging content is something else that I really hope to see in Armored Core 6. I never thought I'd say this, but Bandai Namco, I actually want Armored Core 6 to be a live service game. Now, hold on. Before you spaz out, before you click away or start raging at me in the comments, hear me out. I want this to be a live service game in a similar way to GTA 5. That is, there are updates and new content added to keep players happy without charging them $20 to $30 per DLC. Rockstar charged their players for the game, just the initial game, and then every DLC after has been free. The only thing they charge you on there is for shark cards and shark cards. People want money in that game. They know it. Everything else is cosmetic. You can get it just for playing a game. I want that here. We can see that here, and I, for one, would happily send them my money on the cosmetics or the optional items in game, so long as I'm enjoying the core game. Now, if they have done Armored Core the justice that it deserves, then I will spend as much money as them as I do with Final Fantasy and Destiny 2 and be happy about it. Trust me when I say I spend way too much money on those games, especially you, Bungie. So I expect better. And you charge a lot anyway, so way too much money. Also, Armored Core was a difficult game, and it should be. Not only is this a numbers game, but it's built on tact, strat, tech, and all of that. Okay? But difficulty is part of the fun here. You play, you learn, you get better. That's the adrenaline rush that comes from figuring out how it all works and mastering your next suit. That rush continues when you fire off your weapons like a Gundam mobile suit in the start of an anime intro. The rush peaks when you dominate your enemies and see your next at the mission complete screen. I mean, yes, Armored Core did have different difficulties levels, and I'm not saying take that out. What I'm reiterating is not to dumb down or soften the game. You've given us the Soul series, for God's sake. Might as well keep that going, you know? Next part I want to look at is PvP and PvE. There will be people that complain about this, to which I say,
Here's a phone. Call somebody who cares. Everything.
both sides bring a rush that the other side doesn't quite match. PvE gives the player that fantasy of overcoming insurmountable odds and larger than life opponents, but nothing, and I mean nothing, is more dangerous than facing a skilled pilot in PvP. It will challenge you and force you to improve in ways you didn't know you could. Bring the best of both worlds. However, it will need to be kept up with in order to keep content challenging and address any exploits and cheats. This is why I asked for Armored Core 6 to be a live service game. Armored Core can be a 10-year game. Like, if there's any game out there that has the capability of going the distance, it's this series right here. Now, speaking of PvE, I want to see worthy boss slash base battles slash raids. And yes, I put slashes in both because it could be interchangeable or it could be both of them in one. We'll get to that in a second. I may have said this already, but Armor Core 4 Answers is my all-time favorite in the series. My brother and I used to sit up and spend hours just going over our builds and bouncing ideas off each other, and then going head first against the arms forts with the difficulty cranked up. Now, if you're not familiar with arm forts, listen closely.
The League has focused on maintaining complete and utter control. They agreed this goal could never be entrusted to any single person, who, if eliminated, could jeopardize their reign. So in the aftermath of the Lynx War, the League manufactured enormous battle stations called arms forts. Manned by a crew of thousands of expendable soldiers, this was military might the League could control and therefore trust. Arms forts have become the perfect solution to the League's needs, and their firepower far and away surpasses the average Next. Dream and hope as they might, the Next pilots know that those who dare take on giants rarely live to tell the tale.
Spirit of Motherwell is my personal favorite. She is the flagship from the intro of the game, but to me is the most fun and memorable. If we can have a 5 to 6 man battle or raid against these things where we have to do a number of tasks to destroy the target or even recover something from within, yes. Maybe the players will have to fight their way into the fort and take out a target or plant a bomb before having to fight their way out. In the case of a bomb, you will need to escape within a time limit. Think GTA heist with a mix of Destiny 2 raids. Just a thought. Also, can we have a return of the VOB or Vanguard Overboost system? That was the best way to enter a combat zone I've ever seen, before or since. No loading screen has ever topped that. And if you are not familiar with the VOB system,
use a Vanguard Overboost unit to accelerate past the escorts directly to the Giga base. Get in close and destroy the target as quickly as possible. In addition, the Union will pay you a bonus for the destruction of the supply vessels. You can ignore the other secondary targets if you wish. That's all.
you can't say this shit ain't dope. Okay, let's talk PvP. Hot take. I don't believe this game needs any form of a competitive playlist. The PvP environment will be sweaty enough as it is. Look, rather than that, I believe if we look to Call of Duty, for example, it would benefit much more from having PvP, or players versus bots. Of course, you'll need custom matches. Cut them? Please don't cut them. Of course, we will need custom matches for that, which everyone loves. You really can't go wrong with it. This will allow players who want to get into PvP but don't feel quite ready a chance to at least hone their skills before entering the Lion's Den. Custom matches can also make for great community tournaments or other events. I believe this game should definitely have big team battle. 10 versus 10, 15 on 15. Anything more than that, though, I fear might be too much for, us last gen plebs, and our systems won't be able to handle it. One day, my precious. One day soon. You will be mine. Aside from that, 5v5 seems like a fair amount in standard PvP matches. With the wide range of weapons and verticality in this game, it will be utter chaos, and I'm here for it. Afterthought. I pondered PvP being objective focused. Think something like Overwatch, giving players something more to do than to just slay. But after digesting these ideas for some time, the best objectives I could come up with working here are VIP or bounties for players that are on high kill streaks. This one, I ask you, oh viewer mine, what objectives do you think would work best in Armored Core's PvP matches, if any at all? Let me know in the comments below. Crossplay. As everyone knows, crossplay is desired everywhere, and this is no exception. Old gen with new gen and all. This will fill the player base to help shorten wait times and allow us to play with our friends no matter where they boot up the game. And let's face it, this is kind of expected. I said it in so many other ways here, but just if this doesn't have crossplay, what are you doing? What are you doing? With that said, clans or guilds. People will want to build communities on this game and be able to find help even when their direct friends are not online, or even just to rally behind someone in a community that they like and support. This is one simple as, and probably doesn't even need to be mentioned. Public or personal hub areas. Players may want to gather together to prepare before a match or mission, to spend time chatting with their friends, or just show off their build. Let's be honest, players are going to want to show off. In a game like this may be a bit of a tall order, but if Bandai Namco can pull it off, I think it's going to be a huge W. Honestly, I'm not going to hold my breath on this one, but this is something I've grown accustomed to and would really like to see. Talking about showing off here, let's get to the nitty gritty. Cash Shop. Cosmetics, of course, can be used for crossover events with the likes of Gundam and Metal Gear. Yeah, fucking Metal Gear. That's the one I was thinking of. I've been lagging a lot today. Jesus Christ, I need a reboot. Or it could be used for original or community-made cosmetics and can be put up in the shop for players to purchase. As mentioned before, this could be the source used for the payment of the game rather than charging for every nut and bolt like most other games do. I'm looking at you, Bungie, but we're not going to talk about it. You already got me on the blacklist. Lastly, and the least likely thing to happen, an in-game trading system between players. I know I'm talking to a door at this point, but I want to share it anyway. This game will of course have loot drops, and people like me will have shitty RNG when it comes to getting the things we want. God help you if these are random rolled or random perk stats on these items in game. A trade system would definitely help to improve that. If someone has an item you desire, you would be required to trade an item of similar value for it. No one gets anything for free. This way, players still need to put up the work to get what they want, rather than a new player trading a slingshot for a sniper rifle. And that's it. I'm gonna stop blabbering. These are the things that I wish, hope, pray, and kind of expect to see some of these in Armored Core 6 coming in 2023. You may agree with some of these things, you may not. And let's face it, people tend not to agree with me. So let me hear your ideas in the comments below. Do you think some of this stuff is going to be implemented? Do you think other things should be in place of it? Do you think I'm just a fucking idiot for some of these ideas? Go ahead. yell at me in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, the dislike button is right next to it. To be entirely honest, I don't give a fuck if you hit that button or not. You can select and unselect it 22 times in a row. Knock yourself out. I owed the Final Fantasy community an update video on something I made a while ago, so I need to get back to work on that. I literally stopped working on that to put this together. So I ain't forgot about you guys. I'm almost done. Until then, I'ma see y'all when I see y'all. Later.